afternoon stream. We have recently made the switch over to cremation on the new assassin, and it seems pretty okay so far. Did one at Zeri run, and I'm just going to do another because I've got another set, and they are really good experience. I need to get some stuff with my mana and whatnot sorted out, get some actual R's and stuff going. Not really relevant for a while, just because I'm like way overgeared and everything for regular at Zeri right now. Over geared and over gem leveled with my 2123 cremation. I just flipped in my Wise Oak for a little more damage, but it is kind of iffy not having the Granite Flask for this stuff right now. Because my HP is not great at the moment. So I'm kind of having to peek around these doors and stuff a little bit because I can't just laterally dodge in here. Still got to do Uber Lab. Haven't done that yet. That and swap weapons. Get that prepped up for these guys. Switch gems and switch weapons. The big bursts of healing you see when I shoot into a big pack like that are from the Ngamahu's Flame Ring. I think is what that ring's called. Could be mistaken on that, I'm not sure. Yeah, the Granite Flask I was using was pretty nice for surviving some of this stuff. Oh gosh, definitely can't run in like that. Well, rip the XP I was gaining from there. Oh, actually not rip the XP, because luckily I leveled like 2 seconds ago. Yeah, the previous one with the Granite Flask was a lot easier. I should maybe just keep the Granite Flask in for now, since my damage is massively overkill. Really don't need the Wise Oak at this point. That Granite Flask helps a lot when you're getting barraged by huge groups of little dudes. Kill that in the back. Yeah, that sub-fizz totem plus all those little dudes kind of wrecked me. Conk effect, switch weapons, and then just... pop those out. I didn't quite get the positioning right on the initial one, so that wasn't totally optimal. Let's see, I just gotten my power charges, and I was going toward this, that's right. Swap and swap. One thing that's a little annoying that I've discovered with Unearth is if you target like impassable terrain, it doesn't spawn the unearth at like the closest valid location. Instead, it just doesn't spawn a corpse. So you gotta make sure you're aiming at a location where a corpse can actually be created, or you won't get one, and then your follow-up cast of cremation will not work. Gonna stand away from that, detonate corpses. Whew. Step away from that while all of those guys die. Alright, and I am 2 at Zeri. Swap and swap. Oh, really? Ad phase for no reason? You gonna waste my time like that at Zeri? The reason I can just shoot with Reckless Abandon there and not care about the Reflect one is because one of the assassin nodes, this one gives damage from your crit strikes, cannot be reflected, so I can just plow right into the mirror mob, no problem. Pretty nice. And that should also allow me to run Reflect maps pretty decently, I think. Alright, now I'm done with those Zeri sets, it is time to just hit some maps. Let's see, do I have any unique maps that would be good to run on this character? Could do a Maelstrom of Chaos, I guess. 6, might as well. Swap and swap. Yeah, so sometimes I fail my cast a little bit and don't get the cremation off, and that sucks. Still sort of getting used to the playstyle a little bit. Really should try not to just face right into stuff like that. At some point, I might try some clearing without the poppy mace and see if it actually makes a difference. For now, it seems like it might be nice for just sort of making my coverage a little more reliable. I'm not really sure. Some proj speed might actually be a useful thing to have. because there's quite a delay. Like, I've already got a delay because I'm using a combo skill, and then there's kind of an extra delay because it takes a while for the first projectiles that fire out to actually hit the ground. So if I could maybe work in some proj speed somewhere, that would probably be pretty useful. Also, just have to get used to playing like a squishy ranged character, because that's what this character is. I've not played one of those this league. I'm kind of in the just run my face into everything playstyle mode here. Also, I feel like it kind of takes my unearths quite a while to hit the ground despite using faster proj, so more proj speed would probably help there as well. There really isn't a ton of proj speed available on the tree. I think the closest to me is like 3 nodes out of the way, so that's not amazing. But it would be kind of nice to get some more proj speed. Play equilibrium, that's not going to do me any favors, but it shouldn't matter on T6s. Yeah, so it plays pretty similar to a totem build, with the downside of having to do a 2-part cast thing instead of just the 1 plop of a totem. See how this random T6 boss goes with L equilibrium. Oh, I didn't even have my right weapons on. No issues there. Yeah, totally forgot to switch to my other weapons when I started clearing this map. Thought I was lacking the satisfying little pop sounds. I think in higher level maps, the pops will probably matter a lot more than they level in this low tier content. Is my guess. Even in these maps, they do definitely help sort of proliferate kills through a pack. Does that have fire damage, crit strike chance? That's not terrible, but it needs a life roll. Without that, it's kind of useless. Weapon's kind of nice also because the pops obviously kill any undead stuff. So they don't second phase, and same with stuff like crabs or whatever. I don't actually have to fight double phases. So it saves a little time that way, even just outside of the general clear bonuses it provides. And there's certain content at which it just really excels. Stuff like Abysses, where it's all monsters just spawning out of one zone. Obviously it's really nice because you can just cover the whole zone with preloaded damage and everything dies instantly as it spawns. It'll be really good in mine encounters for that same reason. The main issue, of course, is just the relatively large delay before you can actually start dropping damage down. Pop a couple of them around and everything should die. Obviously that was no conk effect and really bad placement, but I just kind of wanted to see what the Gamahu's Flame Ring would do for me there. That's kind of a decision that's up in the air, but it was cheap, so I felt like trying it. See if it's worthwhile. I think it could be. Nothing worthwhile there. Dark Rays are kind of meh ever since the Frenzy Charge Corruption was moved off of boots. I feel like they're a little less attractive. What do I want to get next? I've got a lot of jewel slots to get. I also need to get that though. Hey, how's it going? No idea how to pronounce your name, so I'll just say, hey, how's it going there in YouTube chat. I cannot read that Russian alphabet. Definitely no kind of clear speed king, but I can also very confidently say it is definitely not the slowest character I've ever played. I've played some real slow builds. Honestly, all the clear really probably isn't that much slower than the RF character's clear was. Thinking about it. I forgot to weapon swap there. Alright, Ivan, how's it going? That works for me. Got some bears. Alright, what's next? This character is going to be kind of similar to the Consecrated Pather in that I feel like sort of mid-openness maps are probably the best. Like Peninsula is kind of a mid-open map. rather than a wide open map or a super narrow map. Something in the middle I think is going to be best for this guy. In general. Well, got perm stunned. That was real bad. For some reason I failed like 3 times on the way in to cast my cremation. Definitely still some practice to be done there on knowing the exact timing of how quickly after I shoot the unearth can I cast the cremation and have it actually successfully get off. Oh my gosh, this map is not going well. What did this one even have? 89 extra is lightning? I feel like that alone should not be messing me up this bad. I've got capped res. Whoa, my lightning res is the highest? I'm gonna have to mess with that some, because that is not supposed to be how it is. That means Wise Oak isn't doing anything for me. I'm gonna have to figure out how the heck I ended up with lightning res as my highest. Oh, probably this ring. Yeah, this ring actually has way too much lightning res. Didn't quite get that right. Yeah, oh yeah, I remember now. I know what I did wrong. It was because I only searched for the minimum res I needed when I searched for that ring. I didn't put in a max res value. Nice. An exalted orb. Woohoo! Yeah, the only thing that kept me alive there was the ring. Giving me life back on ignites because I was getting tagged. Exalted orb. Woo! Oh yeah, I should switch weapons. Do much more damage. Not worth the time to do a gem swap for regular little map bosses here that die so fast anyways, but obviously switching weapons just requires me to tap X, so that should definitely be done. Yeah, like there, I don't know why I did not get a corpse down to use cremation on the first one. Maybe I accidentally shot it like too close inside that chest or something. That was odd. I wonder if I should make this character a mind over matter character. Maybe just not even use anger or whatever. I mean, you get a lot of extra damage from anger through the Watcher's Eye? Is that what Elder's Jewel is called? Through the Watcher's Eye with penetration, but I don't know. Just gonna have to see how my damage is as I get higher here, I think, and that will determine sort of whether I feel like I need to go for more, sacrifice some damage for defense, or just put up with the squishiness. Now that I think about it, I should definitely go put that granite flask back in, seeing as I discovered that my res are not even correct for the Wise Oak right now, so the granite flask is definitely a lot better to have in there. Just having that granite flask can definitely make a difference. Man, I'm spawning just a ton of abysses. Oh, it's moving on. Holy moly, look at it go. This is ridiculous. That, I think, was the longest path with no full spawns I've ever seen. Man, and a divine orb? I found an exalted and a divine in the last 10 minutes. Character might not have very good clear survivability, but apparently he's got good RNG. The most important stat. Get out of here. Whew. Took me way too long there to notice I had corrupting blood on me. Almost got me. Right, no issue there. Granite flask is definitely helpful. I also need to get some cast when damage taken setups going for sure. Build doesn't really require many setups or sockets for its main setups. Just my 6-link and a 4-link, and then possibly a 4-link for gloves, which means I've got another 4-link and 2 3-links that I can pretty much just fill with cast when damage taken setups. Well, now that I think of it, I guess my boots will have a Scorching Ray totem set up in it. And I need to figure out how that interacts with cast with damage taken, because annoyingly, actually, they have socketed gem supported by spell totem, which I mean is nice because it's like I sort of save a socket that way for spell totem plus Scorching Ray. But it also makes it so I can't put any regular setups there. Like I can't put any of my auras or anything there because then they just get supported by spell totem. It's obviously not what I want. That's a little late in the map for you, Tora. That's annoying. Very nice pops. Missed a couple there somewhere. Oh well. Let's see, I need to change this over to strict. That nice exalted orb fine. What do I think about Flame Blast Totem? I guess I could stick a Flame Blast Totem in there for some extra help with single target or something. I don't know, there might even be something better than Flame Blast Totem. Kind of wanted Scorching Ray just because the minus res will obviously amp up my cremations, but I could maybe just go with full 5-link setup there. The issue there is I have no totem nodes, so the totem's gonna be like super squishy and die non-stop, which isn't real handy. What maps should I do next? Laboratory map's just kind of an annoying map. Got so many of them though. Ramparts, Gardens, Bone Crypt. Man, I don't like any of these maps. What T9s do I have? Got a bunch of shaped canyons and plateaus. Plateau's nice because that's kind of an EP medium openness map like I was talking about before. Imp chains. Very annoying because I do not actually have a warding flask yet. Not sure where I'm going to put one eventually either. We'll figure that out as I go. Totally just re-rolled the wrong one. Oh well. Double bosses and reduced extra damage from crit strikes. See how that goes. Might actually swap in Conk Effect for those bosses. Give me the chromatic. That's a long trial, don't feel like doing it. Already got Haku 7, don't particularly care for Haku 8. So I don't think I'm going to bother doing Haku missions anymore, they just take quite a while, even on a fast character like this. Pop that to kill that one straggler there. I think I will go ahead and do the gem swap for these bosses and then just go No issues there, clearly. Make sure I'm not missing anything over there. All right. Next. If only that had a meaty attack speed roll on it, that'd be pretty nice. Yeah, I'm definitely liking that life gain on Ignite from the Ngamu's Flame. It is saving my bacon sometimes on these big packs when I just barely get the cremation off before they all start hitting me. All the Ignites heal me up. And there's still a lot of optimization to do on this build. Like I said, need some cast when damage taken setups. I have an empty Abyssal Jewel slot in my belt, which could definitely be filled with something real nice. Specifically, I need something that hinders on hit with spells, and then I'll see what other useful things I can get beyond that. But hinder on hit with spells would be very nice. Let's see. Slay the Warband, find the Lodestones, find the unique item. Slay the Essence monsters, or we've got some Gorges, Lab Trial. I got extra magic monsters in this. Slay the Warband pack isn't the boss of Lighthouse a Warband? Pretty sure. Wonder if she gave me an additional Warband pack beyond that. Alright, I just grabbed that. Let me just pop open my tree here and see what other things I've even got planned out on the tree. I think the next best thing to do is probably just grab the life nodes I've got left. I don't actually have too many more to take. Got that and those. I think that's actually it in terms of life nodes I have left to take, so I'll go for those for the next several levels. Get all these maps. Man, I don't remember Lighthouse having such a wide open area at the beginning. Got a buttload of sulfite, about time to do some serious delving. And watch the funny meme that is delve encounters with cremation. Where's all the mobs? Alright. Oh yeah, we've got a couple of warbands marked here. Get out of here, warband leader. Give me some red blade tramplers. Oh jeez. Failed that mission. Only one portal. I knew it was bad as soon as I saw the sub-fizz and had already run in too far. That's where cast and damage taken setups and stuff would be real handy. Need a cast when damage taken Immortal Call and a cast when damage taken Frost Wall at a minimum. Phase Run would be real nice. There are just a lot of real handy cast when damage taken setups for this character. Even cast when stunned setups could be pretty useful. Since I'm real squishy, so I get stunned pretty easily. Some cast when stunned could be real nice. Doing something like a cast when stunned flame dash, just to get me away from big melee packs that are messing me up. Ooh, I hate that guy. So much chaos damage. Got an abyss opening. I still have not got a Lich this league, and I've opened a whole lot of Abyssal Depths. Do I have both of those? Yeah, I don't always attack without moving, I sure do. Guess today will not be the day that I get one. Alrighty. Probably won't be too long of a stream because today I started working on my entry for the PoE crafting contest that GGG is hosting. A good roll or anything? No. Making a IRL Dune Kubiari, which should be pretty cool. Just making it out of wood because it would be pretty expensive and time consuming for me to make it out of metal. Plus, despite making knives and stuff, I just don't really have some of the tools that would really make doing a metal version of Dune Kubiari feasible. So I'm going with wood. Those ones are really tanky for some reason. That's weird. There's no tanky mods on the map. No idea why those ones took so long to die. Oh, apparently I had a breaching mission here. Did not even remember grabbing that. Ugh, yeah, I shot that too close to the rock, so I didn't actually get a corpse. May have to resort to using some Desecrate. I definitely prefer Unearth for single target, because then you can actually make sure you stack all 4 of your cremations right on top of each other under a boss. Whereas they get kind of spread out with Desecrate. Plus, of course, Desecrate's limited charges are a bit annoying. But it does alleviate the issue with firing corpses into untargetable terrain. And just the delay before they actually land, which are both quite annoying. That was close. Much as I love delving, I almost don't even want to do any on this character until the patch. Because then I'd have to grind up through crappy low-level delves again before I got to level appropriate stuff. Which makes the delving considerably less fun. Sadly, I don't have a whole lot of just raw fire and elemental damage scaling since I'm mostly through crits, so even on the crits, my initial corpse pops don't do that much. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the gem swap here since this one had Elirez annoyingly. Just to make sure those go down in a timely manner. Yeah, right, Haku. One more plateau map. Yeah, I love it as a single target supplement on my Necro, but man, it is pretty clunky to use as a primary skill. I think it'll get better once I'm just a little more resilient, once I have cast some damage taken and stuff ready to go, but right now it just feels kind of ugh. breaches. It should, in theory, be real good for breaches. That's a dead end. Unfortunately, this is not a real great map or location for breaches. Oh well. Definitely is nice for them. Just pops everything right as it comes out. Come on, Quicksilver charges. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a different ring with less life resist. Now that I think of it, I guess as long as my Dying Sun was up, my Wise Oak would work, but Dying Sun does not have many uses or anything. That's not super reliable in terms of getting Wise Oak ready. Alright, that does it for the plateaus. What do I have for tier 10s? What have I shaped into tier 10s? Toxic Sewers, that is not a good map for this character. First Crypt's okay, it's got some narrow doorways which aren't great. Arachnid Tomb's fine, Pier's fine. Man, I just don't like many of these maps though, is the issue. T11s do I have? Definitely don't need to be running T11s yet on this character, but kinda might as well. Hit up some maces. I think I'm just gonna alch them rather than chiseling them. Ugh, Hella Equilibrium is annoying. This boss will not be great, but it should be a good test of getting as much as I possibly can out of my life gain on Ignite. Freaking Corrupting Bloodline. Ow. Yeah, getting a Hinder Jewel and probably a cast from damage taken temp chains would probably be pretty nice. Level for my Unearth. And I'm just gonna do like this. Alright, well, he attacks way too slowly and stuff. I wanted to see how much life gain I could get from my life gain on Ignite, but that dude just didn't do enough damage. Oh, I totally forgot to switch weapons for him also. Definitely something I'm needing more getting used to, is just remembering to tap X before boss fights. Yeah, there was some nice life gain on Ignite action. Well, of course you do. That's a good build. There's a reason nobody plays Cremation. Why would you prefer this? Seems like kind of an obvious statement. I don't even know why I'm doing this mission when I've already got Elrayon 7. For me, it would be like, this is cool for 5 seconds, and then I would realize I'm playing a boring meta build that everyone else is playing, and I would get bored and quit playing it. Did I leave anything down there? Doesn't look like it. Alright, weapon swap, gem swap. Something just dropped somewhere, I'm not even sure what it was. Swap, got a level up. Yeah, I was just getting life because my life pool sucks right now. How many chaos do I have along with the divine orb I just found? Or the exalted orb I just found, rather. I should go and, at the very least, get a jewel for this. Should definitely get some of my other setups rolling as well, but... what else can I get? Let me just go look at affixes on jewels here. What's on like a murderous eye jewel? Hinder. Where is the hinder? Would you please show me the hinder? Why is this not actually highlighting? No idea why that is not actually highlighting. Alright. Different kind of eye jewel. Hinder. Saying there's a hinder there, but there definitely is not a hinder there. How about a hypnotic eye jewel? Chance to hinder. Alright, hypnotic eye jewel is probably what I want then. Is there anything else there? Attack speed, increase cast speed if you've dealt a crit recently would probably be nice. Movement speed if you've killed recently would be nice. Main thing I want is just the hinder though, so let's go see what a good life roll plus hinder would be. Cool. Hinder. And maximum life. What is the roll range on the hinder? Up to 6 to 8. Right damage spells, phasing on kill. Let's do cast speed. Where is it? Abyss Jewels. You've dealt a critical strike recently. Anything like that? Anything like that with a good life or hinder roll? Not really. I mean, that's okay. How much movement speed can you do if you've killed recently? Movement speed if you've killed recently. Only 2 results like that, and they have bad life. The minion speed roll is, or movement speed roll rather, is super slow. Any blind there? No. Not a ghastly eye jewel. Blind, that's only for minions. Alright, well I'll probably go back to the cast speed if you've crit recently. And just go for one with good life. Good rolls, that one's got good life. Kind of a weak hinder chance, but pretty good. Overall, I mean, I hit so many times that should still activate almost immediately. But don't be AFK, guy. There we go. That will be a helpful jewel to have. Yep, that's the one. That on. Man, I didn't get any good maps, unsurprisingly, out of that map. Spooter forests. Fine. Fine. That's fine. Let's see. I should do, should roll this to warding, probably. That, and then the one on my other guy of warding, I don't know, I'm gonna re-roll this. Loop. Drop that into there. Because in general I'd want warding, but kinda iffy not having a heat flask. Alright, yeah, this is plenty of eye level for warding. Make sure of that before I dump any more in here. There's a chemist of warding. Oh geez, gotta be careful with that because I do not have the Immortal Call yet. Back away from them. That's very iffy for me right now. Hide behind a tree when I shoot one of those. Thankfully that was not full of porcupines. Oh, kill them, please. Holy moly. Freaking drop bears. This is very sketchy with no custom damage taken Immortal Call. Alrighty. That was super bad. I knew that was gonna happen too. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have run in here while I was still doing my gem swaps and stuff. Probably should have sorted that out before I actually went through the door. Ugh, those drop bears are going to be the death of me. Alright, this time let's actually finish doing my stuff before I run into the room. So I can shoot right away. Alrighty. Probably just finish these 3 maps and then get off and work on my Path of Exile real-life craft project for the contest. And then before I start the next stream, I will get all the other gem setups and stuff sorted out so that we're not dying so much. Jeez. Definitely need a cast when stunned flame dash or something. Most of my deaths have just been from chain attacks like that. Stay away from me, you. I may even need to just like largely rethink the way this character's built. Seeming like with the delay and stuff, maybe going glassy was not the way to go. Because glassy plus large delay on damage is definitely not great. Probably two things you should try to avoid having on the same build. Huh, she didn't raise the big zombie that time, that's weird. Also doesn't help that I'm doing way higher maps than I really should be at this level. Not really any reason for me to be running T11s at level 78. Don't need to be running on level maps this early. Especially with incomplete gem setups and everything. Alright, one more of these. I feel like Kikazarus probably aren't worth anything more than random ring for Loreweave at this point in the league. Oh, also I should probably, use something for my Pantheon like that so I can't get changed stun. Gosh, I was actually just using no Pantheon. Holy moly. Are any of these minor gods actually very useful for this character? Cold damage taken if you've been hit recently. None of these are really great. Usually go with this one just because the upgrade for it is good. 60% increased life recovery from flasks when you're low. The base god not super useful, but the upgrade is pretty nice. Finally, a freaking map drop. I was getting nothing out of these T11s. Had to get a little creative there with all those dinosaurs running in as fast as they were. I should grab that. Yeah, gosh, just having the no chain stun Pantheon is really useful. I always forget to actually put on the Pantheons once I start getting them. That would have been a definite death without the no chain stun Pantheon. Just that is already saving me from some trouble here. Run all the way back here. Alright, that pretty much does that. Clear out the old inventory here.
I will see you again.
And with that, I am going to go work on the thing I am making for the Path of Exile craft contest, so I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. The Chieftain build guide is up on the YouTube channel, and probably within the next week or so, I will have the guide up for the Hybrid Caster Summoner as well, so be sure to check over there if you are interested in that content, and